Ever wondered why some countries seem stuck in a never-ending cycle of poverty, while others thrive? Well, today we're diving deep into a topic that has puzzled economists, politicians, and researchers for decades. I'm sure you've heard the saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But have you ever stopped to wonder why this happens? Why do some nations struggle to break free from the shackles of poverty while others skyrocket to prosperity? Today we will uncover the underlying reasons why poor countries stay poor. Before we move forward, click that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. This channel will keep you updated on the most intriguing videos on economic topics around the world. First on our list is corruption. Imagine this, you have these high-ranking officials at the top, entrusted with the responsibility of looking out for their citizens, but instead they're busy keeping all the wealth for themselves. Instead of investing in essential infrastructure and meeting the needs of their citizens, these officials are playing their own sneaky little game. They might use those ill-gotten gains to fund their political groups, maintain their iron grip on power, or even worse, build up their armies and weapons. It's like a real-life thriller, and the ones suffering are the people they're supposed to serve. Some experts argue that the key difference between rich and poor countries lies in their ability to prevent a small group of elites from hoarding all the wealth. It's all about having the right institutions in place to keep corruption in check. When greed and corruption run rampant, poverty becomes the norm and violence isn't far behind. In fact, countries blessed with valuable gas and oil resources can find themselves in even stickier situations. If those in power are driven by their insatiable desire for more, conflict becomes almost inevitable. Rebel groups may get their hands on those profits, and guess what? They'll use them to strengthen their factions. Just take a look at history. Nigeria, Angola, Chad, Sudan, the list goes on. These countries have experienced violent civil conflicts, all fueled up, at least in part, by the control of oil and gas resources. It's heartbreaking to see how a nation's wealth can become its own curse. And here's the kicker. Studies have shown that if a country heavily relies on exporting fossil fuels, the risk of civil war skyrockets. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. You see, when a country lacks sustained economic growth, it becomes incredibly challenging to improve the living conditions of its people. It's like trying to build a house without a solid foundation. Without a thriving economy, it's difficult to invest in infrastructure, education, healthcare, and other essential sectors. But here's the thing, economic growth and development aren't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about empowering individuals, creating job opportunities, and providing the resources necessary for a decent standard of living. When a country can't generate enough wealth, it becomes trapped in a cycle that perpetuates poverty for generations. Education, the universal key to unlocking opportunities, is often a luxury that eludes many impoverished communities. Without access to quality education, individuals are unable to acquire the skills and knowledge needed to break free from poverty's clutches. And let's not forget about healthcare, another crucial component. Inadequate healthcare systems leave the most vulnerable people without proper medical attention, causing illness and suffering. When basic healthcare services are scarce, people struggle to stay healthy, work efficiently, or even survive. But why does this matter? An educated and healthy population is the backbone of any thriving society. When people are equipped with knowledge and good health, they can contribute to their communities, drive economic growth, and break free from poverty's grip. Imagine this, a small resource-rich nation with talented artisans and eager workers. They have the skills, the creativity, and the potential to produce amazing goods. Yet their dreams are crushed due to the lack of materials and resources. Inventory shortages hinder the production process, preventing businesses from meeting demand or expanding into new markets. It's like trying to bake a cake without all the necessary ingredients. It just won't turn out right. Now, you might be wondering, can't they just import the materials they need? Well, it's not that simple. Poor countries often face barriers like exorbitant import taxes, transportation costs, and limited trade agreements, making it difficult to access the resources they require. Moreover, without a stable inventory, businesses struggle to attract investors or secure loans, so they have to stick with limited production, reduced income, and a perpetually struggling economy. Also, the lack of inventory for production not only stifles economic growth, but also hampers job creation and innovation. In developed countries like the US and Europe, property owners have clear documentation of their assets. There are deeds and accessible public records that define property boundaries and ownership. This transparency allows individuals to leverage their real estate as collateral when they need to credit from banks or other financial institutions. It's like having a key to unlock opportunities for growth. Unfortunately, in many poor countries, most people don't legally own what they have. The absence of a modern property law system means that their wealth remains dead capital. They may work hard and acquire assets, but without legal titles, they can't use them as assets to access credit. As a result, obtaining loans is nearly impossible. Now, credit is the lifeblood of capitalist economies. It fuels economic growth and allows businesses to thrive. Without access to commercial loans, these countries face a significant obstacle to development. Sure, there might be alternatives within the informal sector, but those often involve loan sharks with short repayment terms and exorbitant interest rates. Definitely not appealing options. You won't believe the magnitude of this issue. De Soto's research estimates that the total value of real estate held but not legally owned by the poor in developing and former communist countries is a staggering $9.3 trillion. That's twice the total circulating US money supply. The ramifications of brain drain are far-reaching and profound. As skilled individuals depart for foreign lands, they leave behind a void that is difficult to fill. It's not just about losing talented individuals, it's about losing the potential they carry with them, the ideas they could have transformed into reality, and the contributions they could have made to their home countries. Consider the impact on education. When bright minds leave, educational institutions suffer. They lose dedicated teachers, mentors, and researchers who could have ignited the passion for learning in generations to come. With fewer qualified educators, the quality of education deteriorates. Also, the absence of these skilled professionals cripples the healthcare sector. Medical expertise, which is already scarce in many poor countries, becomes even more scarce as doctors, nurses, and specialists seek better opportunities elsewhere. As a result, healthcare systems struggle to provide adequate services, leaving the population vulnerable and underserved. Economically, brain drain hampers the growth and progress of poor countries. The individuals who leave possess valuable skills and knowledge that could have fueled innovation, created job opportunities, and attracted investments. Instead, these talents benefit other nations, leaving the home countries grappling with limited resources and a stagnant economy. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is unequal exchange? Well, it's a phenomenon where developing nations are forced to trade their valuable natural resources, labor, and goods for a fraction of their actual worth. In simpler terms, it's like giving away a precious diamond and receiving a handful of pebbles in return. Unfair, right? This imbalance stems from the long history of imperialism, where powerful nations dominated and exploited weaker ones for economic gain. The legacies of colonization still haunt many countries today as they struggle to escape the clutches of economic dependency and low-value exports. Imagine this, a country blessed with abundant natural resources such as oil, gas, or fertile land. You'd think that it would be a ticket to prosperity, right? Now, when people in poor countries don't legally own things like land or houses, it becomes very hard for them to get loans from banks. To change this, countries should make sure that people have clear rights to what they own and make it easier for them to get financial services. To stop the brain drain, poor countries should create an environment where talent is valued and rewarded. They should offer good opportunities and support innovation. This way, more talented people will want to stay and contribute to their home country. To solve the problem of unfair trade and imperialism, poor countries can make agreements with other countries that are fair and equal. They should work together with other countries and trade in a way that benefits everyone involved. All these solutions can't be done in one day. However, with a good government that has enough willingness and zeal to start, any poor country can be on its way to greater heights. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope it was worth your time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and leave a comment down below. Bye for now.